for every challenge that exists, prepare yourself for it. Don't go into it unprepared. The man or woman who's unprepared for a challenge will probably not come out of it the way he or she wants to come out of it. But you have a better chance if you are prepared for it, which is why I went and got a PhD. Why? Because I felt like talent-wise, you were prepared to be one of the greatest speakers in this generation. But language-wise, you are not prepared to be one of the greatest speakers. Diversity-wise, you are not prepared. You grew up in Detroit, which is probably the most segregated city in the United States of America. You're not prepared to be diverse because you've not been in an environment that was diverse. You need to prepare yourself for where you want to be. So for my children, you will run into some of the greatest humans in life. Prepare yourself to get the most out of that relationship. I was just with somebody recently. It was like, yo, I love you more in person than I did on the videos. That's not by accident. And so to my children, prepare for everything. It doesn't mean that you're going to win because you're prepared, but you have a better chance of winning if you are prepared. They got mad at me when they were younger. They might have gone to 50-50 school in terms of diversity. When they got older, they were the minority. Why are we in high school? We're in minority because you're going to Michigan State. So we're not going to prepare you when you get there. We're going to prepare you now. So now they're like, okay, Dad, when they travel the world, we are prepared. Why? Because we went to school with. And so I say racism, economic struggles, marriage, parenting, prepare yourself in advance for these situations so that when they come, you have a better chance of controlling those situations and not letting those situations control you.
Need motivation?
Watch the Top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because in my first business, I quit on my business partner. I was making $300 a month, and I didn't have the motivation to keep going. And the thing that got me through was studying the stories of entrepreneurs who've had massive success. And I hope that in sharing these stories with you, you find a motivation to keep going. And if I'm being honest, I still need the stories for myself today too. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Eric Thomas, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Rule number 2, invest in your dream.
Wealth was something for others. You know, we kind of live, you know, from check to check, you know. Wealth didn't belong to us. Like, you know, we could have money to survive, you know, and maybe somewhat strive, but not to thrive, you know. And so I was taught, hey, you live from check to check, you get a job, you rely on somebody else, you give them your best 30, 40 years, you know, you're with your kids when you can be, you know, whenever they need you there, you're there, and your priority is work, 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 work. So it was I had a working class mentality, you know, when I was growing up. I definitely didn't have a wealth mentality. I teeter-tot with poverty mentality. My mom would get mad at me, but for sure, a worker's mentality.
Explain that, your worker's
Just meaning that, you know, we're supposed to work for somebody.
Got it.
We're supposed to take our gifts and our time and our talent and use it to make somebody else's dreams become a reality, you know? We don't invest in our own dreams or our own goals, you know? We can't do things that cause us to take risk. We got to stay in the safety zone.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to do things that are uncomfortable. So a job, you know, a 9-to-5, insurance, whatever. You know, and it's so funny. It's always enough to survive, but it's never enough to thrive. You know, that was the concept. You got enough to survive, but we never had enough, you know, to put us in a position where we could go away for a month, or you could go to all your kids' events, you know? And it was just funny. It was like, I know when I was working at Michigan State, it was like, wow, my boss gets to come and go as she pleases. I don't get to go to my daughter's events when she gets an award, an academic award at school, because I have to be at work. Even though no college student is coming to my office at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
But I have to be there but my boss gets to come and go, you know, as she wants. And so, you know, I just realized she should get to come and go as she wants. Like, she should have that luxury, but I should have it as well. I shouldn't have another human telling me that I can't go and enjoy my daughter and create these memories with my child.
Rule number 3, find your purpose.
I would just say, one, sometimes it's so close to you that it's hard to, you know, figure out, especially when you're comparing yourself, you know, to other people. I would say start with the people that's in your inner circle.
Okay.
Like, they would know, they're around you all the time. They would know what you do
What you're
well.
good at,
You know what I'm
feedback.
saying?
Yeah,
I'm saying they're around you all the time. They could say to you, man, I think you do this well. I think you do that well. And then I think whatever they say, like, believe it.
Yeah.
Like, so if you don't know, they're going to know. And if they know, like, literally trust them. You know, the other thing I would say is, you know, look at the things that you naturally love and are attracted to. Like, I remember being younger. And I was attracted to, now that I look back, to Martin Luther King. You know, like how kids talk about, you know, Michael Jordan. I don't know that I ever watched Michael Jordan and go, I could be like that. Like, I don't know if I watched him and was like, yo, let me go get a basketball and try to, but when I would listen to Malcolm X speak, I would like, yo, that's, ooh, like Coretta or Rosa Parks. I would be like, I could do that. Like I could, like, even though I never said anything to anybody and I never even practiced it, in my heart of hearts, I was attracted to it, I was moved by it. And I think when we are attracted to things or moved by things, it is an indicator that that's probably what we could be good at.
Rule number 4, break up with your excuses.
I've been to third world countries where it does not matter how early you wake up. It does not matter how long you stay up. It doesn't matter what your skill sets are. It doesn't matter. You don't have opportunity. You have people all over the world who are dying to get here, literally dying to get here. You have an opportunity of a lifetime, and where much is given, much is required. So if you have an opportunity to be wealthy, to build phenomenal relationships, to start a business, like you can just, you got LLC, nonprofit, you know what I'm saying, S Corp, like you got opportunities. You got banks that you can get loans from. You can go online and sell stuff from online. Like you don't even have to have a store anymore. A storefront, like you can literally become rich from your watch. So it's like, yo, instead of you looking at everything that's not, look at what is. So absolutely, is there some stuff to complain about? 1000%. There's a whole bunch of stuff I can complain about. It's a lot of stuff that I can be angry about. But man, my grandmother died at 93, and a month later, my other grandmother died at 90. I didn't realize how quick life was. I'm like, yo, my grandmother was 93. I spent 51 years with both of them. They're gone. It's over. I will never be able to talk to my grandmother again. And I'm next. So because life is short, I don't have time to focus on what's not. I've got to focus on what is, then get up and go get it. And for me, it's like, guys, some of you in this room have opportunities that I don't have. Some of you in this room have connections or network I don't have. And I'm killing the game and you're not. So I need you to understand where you are. America's not perfect. I don't know if there's a place on planet Earth that is. So we're not looking for perfect, but we are looking for opportunity, and we have it. So it's like, yo, say it, because I need you to understand what you have. And then I need you to appreciate what you have. And then I need you to go after everything that's got your name on it with no excuses, because when I pulled up and I saw, the skyline, I was like, yo, do you know there were people 400 years ago, 300 years ago, who were in the process of building this, and it was a vision and they never got to experience it? Like, yo, do you know what type of mindset you have to build something that you know that you're not going to get to enjoy, but yet you put energy into it because you're thinking about the next generation? You've got this vision that's going to outlast you. Like that's rare. And so now it's been built. Go fly first class. It's been built. Go live on people ask me, why do you live on the East Coast and then you live on the West Coast? Because it's too coast. That's why. And if I can get a house in the Gold Coast, I'm going there. So it's like, yo, we have opportunity. Whatever you do, don't waste it. Don't cry about it. Get up and go make it happen.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. Rule number 5, eliminate cancel culture.
I don't, and I'm not saying I don't subscribe to cancel, but I think cancel is, that's a culture where, people are building you up and they have the power to, destroy you.
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying?
I
like,
got it. Interesting perspective.
I'm not against, people can't, whatever, to cancel, not to cancel. But I've built my church. I've poured into people since 2006, 2007. These are people who I've helped get through divorce, people who I've helped not to get a divorce, people to get through cancer, help their kids go to college. People not canceling people That's entertainment to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can get canceled if you on entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm not an entertainer. You know, I'm a pastor. You know, I'm a coach. You know, I'm an activist. You know, nobody's trying to, the people who I have built up, they're not about to go, oh, he said, I'm through with him.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, that's our pastor, that's our brother, that's our friend. And I think when you're dealing with people you have a relationship with, it's different than people you don't have, you know, people who are just, you know, entertainment. That's different. You don't have a bond with that person. But if you have a family, that's what I have on the internet. I have a family. These are people that I help elevate. So even if I mess up, all they're looking for is, yo, I messed up. I'm human. I'm not God. I'm going to make mistakes. And they're like, yo, we're going to forgive you. So I just think that, to me, that's more entertainment. Like, I don't have a sponsor, you know, I don't
that you got to worry about.
I don't have a sponsor and all that. Like, I'm not, if I get kicked off of YouTube, you know, I think there are probably more people showing my stuff on their sites than I'm probably showing on mine,
Gotcha.
if that makes sense.
100%.
They're playing my message when they working out, doing whatever. So, you know, again, I'm not against it. Yeah, but
audio books.
That is for, even my books, we self-published. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so now I do have a publisher now, but I just think I'm in a different arena. And even with some people who I heard Snoop say something I thought was funny. Snoop was like, I wish they would try that. But you're talking about Snoop, who's been around since, you know, late 80s, 90s, you know, so he's built a base. I think it's for people who, again, entertainment has built them, you know, the culture has built them, and because the culture has built them, they feel like they have the right to tear them down. But I've been around since 2006, man, doing God's will.
Sure.
You're gonna have to get in the Holy Ghost phase to cancel me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the Bible says, you know, who the Lord sets free is free indeed. And even when you look at David said, I won't touch Saul, even though he's trying to take my life, because God says, touch not my anointed. You know, so I feel like, you know, I'm God's anointed. So
Saul didn't want him to be king.
Gotcha. And David was like, hey, I could take your life, but there's a higher calling, and God said, touch not. And so I just feel like when you're anointed, even if people form weapons against you, they're not gonna prosper.
Rule number 6, seek motivation.
You have to let your pride go, and you have to acknowledge that it hurts to lose.
Okay.
You know, and I think a lot of people who are like me grew up, you know, your father's not in your life, you homeless, you losing, you know? And it's like people are so prideful that they only want, even if you look at social media, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, I just wish that they would be more balanced. It's like people only want to show when they're winning.
Yeah.
You know, and winning has its advantages, but losing has its advantages as well. I don't think if Michael Jordan wouldn't have lost to Boston or lost to Detroit, like what if he would have come out his freshman year and won? He probably would have, you know, settled. But the fact that he got beat down 7 years in a row, it's like, you look at LeBron, it's like, aren't you supposed to be retiring sometime soon? Like, how are you retiring, but you look better than kids who are coming in your 20s? Why? Because he's hungry. It's like, they're still not giving me my credit. Like, they still don't acknowledge me as the GOAT. But some of us are so prideful, you know, we don't want to say, yo, it hurts that my biological father's not in my life. Like, we go, man, I'm not tripping on my man in my life. Nobody care about my man. Like, I'm good. No, you're not.
Yes.
Your father, the person that's supposed to bring you in this world and is supposed to be a model to God, our Father, which art in heaven. Like, yet you struggling. Just say it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Because when you acknowledge that you're hurt, you are acknowledging that I got something I need to work on over here. There's some things I need to, whatever. So for me, it's like I became very okay with you losing.
Yes.
You losing, E, and this is gonna be second generation to lose, the third generation to lose. Like, no, you gotta stop the losing. So that's what happened. So now that I'm successful, I look at it as, I can't take my foot off the brakes, because if you got, and again, no disrespect to my father, you know what I'm saying? I never want him to think I'm dogging him out, you know, but he wasn't in my life. So some stuff that happened.
Yeah.
So whatever happened the generation before him, his generation, I'm trying to break that cycle. I know that the next generation, they just not gonna pick up my cycle easily.
You feel me? Like it don't work like that. It's not like cycle, you broke it, and it's just broken forever. Okay. No, it could be cycle, you broke it, next cycle, pick up on that cycle. So I'm always like, you gotta choke it out. Yes. Like, you see those movies where they're getting chased by, the villain or whatever, and they might knock him down, bust him in the head, and run, and then the villain back right up on him.
Michael Myers,
my God. You gotta take Mike out. You gotta cut his head off, you know what I'm saying? You just and I think that's why David killed Goliath in the manner that he did. He just didn't beat him, but he cut his head off to let it be known, like, yo, this is over. It's done. Yes. Like, we're not dealing with this no more. The people who don't want to acknowledge that they're struggling, like, yo, that could be a trap.
Yes.
Like, maybe you're not struggling in some areas, but there are other areas that I always say I'm blessed financially, but people be like, man, I wish I had the money you had. Okay, maybe you do. I don't know. But let me tell you this. My money did buy us a house in California, but it can't buy us a home. Like, money can't have me and Didi blissful.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, money, we have great insurance, but it couldn't stop Didi from getting MS. Now, will she have good health care?
Yes.
Absolutely. But can it stop her from getting the disease? It cannot. Can I buy a car? Yes, I can. But that car money can't buy me safety and security on the road.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, yo, don't trip. Money has its place. Absolutely. And go get as much of it as you can.
Yes.
But don't think that this is going to solve this.
Yes.
And so for me, it's like, yo, here's some stuff your family has left you to deal with that they didn't bless you with. Now you got to get it. And now you got to give it to Jalen and Jada. And you have to know that it's not going to come easy to them. That hunger doesn't come from what you've accomplished. That hunger comes from what you still are seeking to accomplish. So if you feel like you've accomplished everything, then you're not going to be hungry.
Rule number 7, don't let adversity stop you.
It's not the adversity itself that's killing you, because it's not like it's new and you've not ever experienced adversity. But what's happening is because you're almost worshiping a great day, a day without any trials or tribulations, a day where and Didi, it ain't gonna be no disagreements. You and the kids, you in the church, and so when stuff start happening, it's like it throw me off. And God's like, stop. Adversity is guaranteed. You know it's coming. You know you're gonna see it. You're gonna experience it. Stop it. But the choices you make as a result of it, that's different. So there's some of you're making a choice not to speak to your spouse for 2 or 3 days. Come on, I'm talking to somebody. We are dealing with relationships, like, so we can keep it 100. You feel me? Like, after the sermon, I'm talking about after the sermon. Like, we're not talking about how you feel at church. We're talking about how you feel at home when y'all beefing. Listen to me. Adversity is guaranteed. Y'all not gonna see everything alike. It's gonna be some conflict because there are differences in opinion, which is a blessing. I was telling somebody the other day, we had an interview. Somebody interviewed Didi and I for a project they were doing in their master's program. And I was saying, it's a beautiful thing for my children. I was telling the person that Didi has one set of skills and I have a different set of skills. So now my kids gonna get all the skills. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Is this making sense? So like if me and Didi both had the same skills, and that would mean, guess what? That the kids would get all of our great skills, but they would be missing some other stuff. Why? Because Didi and I you feel me? But because Didi and I are not the same, because Didi is more structured, more systematic, amen, more stable, the kids gonna get some of that. But because dad, amen, is a risk taker, is an innovator, you feel what I'm saying? They gonna get some of that. And so I need y'all to stop. I need you to understand, adversity gonna come in your house. Somebody might end up getting sick. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Like, adversity is gonna strike. But the question is not, is adversity gonna strike? The question is, what choices are you gonna make when adversity strikes? Are you gonna choose to still get along? Are you gonna choose to love your differences? Are you gonna choose to be able to communicate in a way where y'all not getting it, turn it into like a storm? Come on, are you not gonna stop? Are you gonna stop talking to people and cut people off because they don't act the way you want them to act and do what you hear what I'm saying? Like, are you gonna just cut people off because they don't meet for it? Like, if we were why be Christians if we're gonna live like people who don't know Christ? Yeah, am I by myself? Why? Why? What sense does it make to call ourselves believers in the Most High if we're going to treat people like people treat people when they don't know the Most High?
when they're atheists and they don't believe that there's a God, when they don't believe God exists, like when they don't read the word, when they don't have all this beautiful instruction through the word, like we acting just like them. What's the purpose? And so praise God this morning. Adversity is going to strike. Don't let it make you a evil person. Adversity is going to strike. Don't let it make you bitter. Adversity is going to strike. Don't make God feel like you forgot what the word said. Amen. Matter of fact, let's just stop. Can we put some Jeremiah 29:11 on it? Amen. Why am I saying that? Because adversity shouldn't change his plans for you. I'm just being real. Adversity shouldn't change God's plans for you. What's happening on the outside shouldn't change what's happening on the inside. What the devil doing should have nothing to do with what God doing. Oh, come on, somebody. Am I talking to myself? What the devil is doing should have absolutely nothing to do with what God is doing for you. Absolutely nothing. The plans that God has for you, amen, those plans should be put in motion. You should receive those plans. You should embrace those plans, and you should live those plans out.
Rule number 8, execute.
Execute. Execute on the things that they say they wanted to get done. Not what you want me to get done, my mother wants me to get done, my coach wants me to, but the things that I really feel like if I do these things, I'm going to be successful. Execute on the things that you said you were going to execute on.
So then why don't most people ever find success? Like if it really is, and I know what's hiding in the word execute, but most people do not. And I always tell people only execution matters.
Yeah, that's it.
But how do people get good at that?
So the first thing you got to do is you got to get out of your feelings. Like for me, these are great people who could blow up, like who could be successful, whatever they touch. But something happened that day. You know, you woke up, got into it with your spouse or your kids called with something that was going on, or you were sick. Like there are a group of people that feel like it's okay not to execute because I'm not feeling okay, because today is not a good day, because all the stars didn't line up. And at the end of the day, none of that matters. Like to have a good day is great, but just because you have a good day, you still got to execute. And so I think for most people, they go wrong because they think it's a feeling when execution is a fact.
One of my favorite quotes from you is about that feelings basically aren't facts, and facts are the things that are going to help you process through your feelings. That's a paraphrase, but it's pretty close.
It's right there.
And I got that actually from the book You Owe You, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
And what I love about it is this idea of you need to take responsibility for you, that there are going to be difficult times in your life. There are going to be times where you have every reason to make an excuse.
Absolutely.
But that won't serve you. And I'm always telling people the most insidious thing about excuses is that they're valid.
Yeah.
Like most people have a real reason to say like, hey, this didn't happen for me, whatever.
Yeah.
In fact, tell us about Inky, which it's a really powerful story I've heard you tell before.
Yeah. So, first of all, for me, the whole Inky, I don't want to call it a disability. I don't want Inky to call me, what I'm saying? But for one not to have the use of their arm.
Training every day for the NFL, going hard. I think he was trying to get out of some pretty dire circumstances.
Absolutely. Multiple cousins living with them. They're shifting out the bed, right? So one person sleeping in the bed one day, another person sleeping in the bed. And for Inky to lose everything, but say to himself, like, yo, this doesn't matter. What matters is the success that I want, what I promised my grandmother, what I promised my mother, what I promised my wife, what I promised myself. And so Inky's thing was, yo, despite this happening, I owe it to myself to still be the person that I dreamed of being. And this setback will only be a setup for a comeback.
Rule number 9, rise to excellence.
Excellence. Can I be honest with you? And I don't even know if I should be saying this on camera, but whatever the stuff is, because I operate at such a high level, I've never been asked. If I'm mandated, vaccinated, not vaccinated, if I'm wearing a mask, I just do what I think is right. But nobody ever is like, they like, yo, you number one, we need you in the school, we need you in the prison, we need you and so I take precautions, but I'm saying at the same time, I operate at such a high level. Jackie Robinson got to be the first African-American, because he operated at highest level. Martin Luther King got to sit down and create legislation for people of color, women. Why? Because he was the best. So I'm just saying, when you operate at a spirit of excellence, you rise above some of the minutia. Like you don't, Michael Jordan, it's like he got calls. He was MJ. I know he pushed my man on the left, you know what I'm saying? That last play against Utah, you know what I'm saying? We know it was a foul, but it's MJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't call a foul with MJ making a shot, winning the championship. You can't call a foul. And I'm an MJ fan. You saw a little baby, move to the side. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta put you the wrist.
You saw it. But when you operate in a spirit of excellence, you get calls.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain things that, you're able to accomplish and you're able to do. So I would just say, when you're average, people do give you a hard time.
Yeah.
But when you're excellent and people know you're excellent, they want to be associated with excellence. Yeah. And so if you're excellent, I always say, planes fly above the cloud. So it doesn't matter if it's snowing, if it's raining, as long as it's not thunder and lightning, they go above the clouds. They're not dealing with rain and snow. They go above that. And and so when you're excellent, you go above some of the, whatever. So man, my wife and I have been safe. My daughter, I think my son got it. He's young though, he was 24, 25 maybe at the time, and just walked straight through it. But me and my wife have been phenomenal, haven't had any issues, travel just like today, we keep our distance, but at the same time, take pictures, engage. And I've been blessed, so again, when you're excellent, I just feel like when you're excellent, the world treats you a little different. Beyonce show up somewhere, she gonna get a little different treatment than Beyonce. I don't know who Beyonce is, but Beyonce just gonna get a different treatment because she operates at a high level.
And rule number 10, the last one before some very special bonus clips, is live in the moment.
I had to ask myself the other day, what's happening now?
That's it.
What's happening now, E? Because I got caught up with the, I won't use the word fear. I'll use the word cautious.
Okay.
With Dee Dee having MS.
Yes.
And this whole COVID thing, because we don't know how, it's spreading or whatever. And I'll be honest, I kind of felt like if I get the COVID-19, I'm gonna be straight. Like I might be a little, you know what I'm saying? Might be down for a couple of days, but like I ain't see myself dying.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, Dee Dee's MS, I don't know what would happen with her. Maybe nothing, I don't know. But
it's not a chance you want to take.
I'm not gonna lie. I woke up the other day and was like, yo, it's been a year, bro, and you still in the COVID mindset. It's been a year, E. And so if COVID lasts forever, you can't just be chilling at the crib like you doing. Yeah. And we made good money, put money aside doing the Zoom thing. But I'm kind of like, yo, E, you ain't know, today driving here is the first time I've been in a car by myself driving long distance to do something.
Yeah.
Because I was telling my people, I'm like, yo, I'm about to go do an interview. They're like, E, you about to hit ABC, NBC, what you doing? I was like, oh, no. I ain't ready for that.
You're not there yet.
One day. I ain't ready. They're like, where you going? And I told them, they was like, oh, okay. And I was like, yo, it's been a year. It's like unbelievable. But I had to say to myself, and I'm saying it to you because you probably think, E.T. always. No, I got caught up a whole year of COVID-19. And so the other day I asked myself, E, what's happening now? Like, yo, in this moment, what are you doing? And when are you gonna come out of this funk? Like, when are you gonna get back on the road? When are you gonna do, people been hitting me up, E, when is the next conference? You doing a conference? I was like, not only am I not doing the conference, I ain't even thought about a conference. I was like, I was like, yo, y'all, I'm gonna sit down and think. Should we do it in June? Should we do it in whatever? They like Texas wide open, Georgia wide open. You can do a conference.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm not trying to get nobody sick. But it's like, yo, E, what you just gonna wait until it just nobody, like, what you gonna wait for the numbers to be zero? So I'm saying to those of you who are listening, life happens, man. It does. Some of y'all might have lost somebody in your life from COVID. You might have lost somebody not COVID. I have to remind people there's other stuff. Somebody be like, you got COVID. I'm like, they could actually have something else too, like bronchitis. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of other stuff that's out here. But I would just say to you, like, live in the moment. And even E.T. had to go, E, live in the moment. Like, what can you do now? I can get in the car and drive and come to this beautiful penthouse and do an interview. Like, you not go. Like, go, E. And then just driving here, believe it or not, just driving here was activating me like, yo, E, let's go. Like, I can't do this no more. So I'm saying to you, let's live in the moment and let's get out of the fear. Let's get out of the what if. No, stay in the what if, but not what if something bad happens. What if I blow up this year? What if this is the best year of my life? What if everything I've ever dreamed of? And if you start thinking about the what ifs in the positive, you'll find yourself going in that direction. But if you go like me, what if Didi gets sick? You'll literally find yourself for an entire year trapped in your house because the what if Didi gets sick makes me retreat. The what if this is the best year we ever had, that makes me go. So go, be careful, be cautious, be strategic, but don't procrastinate. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say to those that are listening. You control the moment, you control your life, you control your mindset, you control your dreams. Don't let COVID or nothing else control you. I want to say to the entrepreneur that thinks it's over, that like literally, and look, I'm not making this up. It is literally at the darkest moment, right? When it dawns. It is literally at the darkest moment. So you don't really even get to the next level to your darkest moments. So that's why I'm saying stop tripping when it get dark and you running. You running from your success. Like that's what you running from. So it took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree. I never quit because I realized I went through why would you do something for 10 years then quit? Why would you do something for 11 years then quit? So for a lot of you, if you was gonna quit, you should have quit when you put your first grand in it. You like 20,000 deep now. You like 9,800 hours deep into it. It only take 10,000 hours. So it's not what Marcus is saying is critical. It is not the darkest moment that's the problem. You the problem. And your perspective is the problem. You thought you was just gonna have a dream and a goal, and you were just gonna wake up and just walk into the sunset. You're like, dream, boom. It don't work like that. You have a dream, and then life punks you. Life punks you and say, do you really want this? I'm gonna give your wife MS. Do you really want this? 5 of your aunts gonna die of cancer. Do you really want this? You gonna lose friends. Do you really want this? Your mama gonna be pissed when you write the book about your family. Do you really want this? Do you really want this? Cousins gonna abandon you. People that you used to be like this with gonna think you bougie and don't wanna deal with you. It's a part of it, but I paid too much. If I was gonna quit, I would have quit in the abandoned building when I wanted to commit suicide and take my life. And I don't talk about that because I don't want to give nobody ideas. I should have quit when I heard my voice say, your mama don't want you. Your own daddy don't want you. Take your life. I got through that. So why I'm gonna quit over a grade, an F on a grade? Why would I quit because I didn't do well on the master's degree? Come on. And so I'm telling y'all, you have come too far to quit now. You have invested too much to quit now. You have lost too much to quit now. Get a reward for your pain. Don't cry about it. Don't whine about it. Get a reward for it. And guess what? People rock with me because I know what you've been through and I didn't quit. I know what you've been through and I didn't stop. I know what you've been through and I didn't whine. You know what I did? I got my reward for it. And not only did I get a reward for it, my wife got a reward for it. My kids got a reward for it. They're gonna live a different life because of what I went through. And had I quit, I would have been just like my father who left me with nothing. I'd have been just like my grandfather who quit. So I've been in circles and in families and environments where people take L's. I don't take L's no more. No more L's in my life. All we do is win, win, win. No matter, come on, say it with me. All we do is win. Come on, all we do is win. Come on, all we do is win. No matter. Come on, all we do is win. Come on, all we do is win. All we do is win. No matter. So take quitting out your vocabulary. Take it out. Cry if you must. Rest if you must. Rest. And it's a lie. You're not alone. It's a whole bunch of us here. It's a whole bunch of entrepreneurs here. Don't you ever lie and say you're alone. You choose to go in the corner and cry. You choose to go in the corner and close the door. You choose to be alone. We are here, and we're here for you. So one more time. All we do is win. All we do is win. Come on, New York. All we do is win. No matter, no matter, no matter. All we do is, all we do is, all we do is, no matter. Take losing out your vocabulary, guys. Get to the end and get your prize.
A guy asked me about 2 months ago, he said, E.T., if there's one mistake you've made, what's that one mistake you made? I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. My values are not in alignment with my dreams. He said, E.T., what do you mean by that? I said, I want to tell you a story. I got a good friend of mine he came to me and said, Eric, my marriage is not where my marriage needs to be. I need to make some adjustments. I see you and your wife. I see how much time you spend with your wife, how much time you spend with your children, and I want that. You buy your wife roses regularly. You're always taking her out to eat. Like, I'm watching you. You spoil her. E.T., what can I do? And so I told him what to do, and guess what he started doing, God? He started doing the exact same thing I started doing. And he said, Eric, it's not working. Like, I'm doing exactly what you're doing, but it's not working. He said, why isn't it working? I said, you know why it's not working? Because your values and your dream, you say you want a better marriage. But I told you need to iron your wife's clothes. You know what he told me? Afterwards, he said, I'm gonna be honest with you, Eric. I know you told me to iron, you told me to wash, you told me to cook, but where I come from, he said, I'm gonna be honest, Eric, when I do that, I feel like a punk. And I said, that's why you're having a hard time doing it. Because your value system says a man is not supposed to iron, a man is not supposed to cook, a man is not supposed to wash dishes. That's what your value system says. So you're doing one thing, but you're going against your own value system. The reason why I'm having such an easy time washing clothes and cooking and ironing, you know why? Because nothing is as important to me as my marriage. And I would rather be happy. I would rather be happy than to say I ain't no punk. Make me a punk. I want to be a punk. A happy punk. For real, no. A friend of mine, he came to my house and I didn't have a mop. And so I was on the ground and I was mopping the floor with a towel. And he says, E.T., the hip hop priest, you're on the ground and you're mopping? I said, yeah. He says, your wife got you whipped. I said, you didn't know? You just found that out? Been doing a terrible job. I'm sorry. I am whipped. And after 23 years, you should be. And if you're not, it's a problem. So listen to me. There are those of you saying, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be the best at this company, right? But your value system says you believe in sleep more than you believe in grinding. Your value system says you are a consumer and not a producer. That you're spending more money than you're making. Why? Because you're a consumer, but you're reading all the books and you're saying everything the books are saying, but those books are not in alignment with your values. And if you're going to go to the next level, your values are going to have to change. You know what's so funny? We want people to make guarantees to us, but we're not willing to make guarantees to ourselves. No, for real, I'm going to say it again. Like somebody gave you a guarantee, $30-day guarantee. In 30 days, if you don't make what they told you was going to make, in 30 days, you got an attitude, you want your money back. But you've never demanded your money back from yourself. You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you down. Until you get to that point, you let you down. You're not brave enough. You want to put it on somebody else. The reason why I'm not successful is because of my boss. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time. I'm not going to work on time. I'm not putting in 120% when I'm at work. I let me down. And when you get to the point where you can say you let you down, I don't care. Listen to me, no disrespect. I don't care about Glenn. That's not why I do what I do. And I love Glenn. I don't come here and do what I do so Glenn can affirm me, so he can give me a pat on my back. I care more about me than I care about what Glenn thinks about me. I have standards. I have values. I don't care how much you pay me. If I speak at an elementary school for $300, I chose to do that for $300. If I chose to speak at a prison for free, I chose to do that. And I will not go in there giving those prisoners less than what somebody pays me $100,000. Why? Because I value myself enough to give 120% or don't do it. And that's the problem with some of you. You always want to blame other people. You want to hold other people to the fire, but you're not holding yourself to the fire. You just said you're giving 50%. You owe you an explanation. You owe you an explanation. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you? You need to put yourself on punishment. You need to tell you no more TV, no more snacks, no more desserts, we working out now. No more alcohol, not right now. I can't handle it right now. You need to tell you that you owe you something. Stop going back to, you keep going to the mall with the receipt. This is what y'all said it was. Glenn, you didn't do what you said you was going to do. Well, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, so how am I going to do what I'm supposed to do for you? You walk out of this room, you owe yourself. I didn't get here making excuses. So what, my father wasn't in my life? The truth of the matter is, he ain't never come into my life. So what, I'm going to wait for the rest of my life for my man to come? He ain't coming. I live in America. I'm an African-American male. They don't treat us the same. It's something called racism. I ain't gonna cry about it.
It's probably gonna be racism to the day I die, but I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm still gonna be a millionaire. I'm still gonna be one of the top motivational speakers in the world. No, I didn't grow up on that side of the town. No, my mama don't have no network. No, I don't know a whole lot of people. No, I'm not at a country club. No, I don't play golf, and I don't plan on playing no time soon. But I'm still gonna be successful. I'm still gonna get to where they are. Why? Because I owe it to myself. And can't nobody stop me but me. And you need to get rid of them excuses, and you need to stop pointing fingers at people. And you need to start pointing fingers at yourself. What did you not do? You can't dangle something in front of my face that's, I don't want that. And many of you are taking anything because you don't know what you want. And so if I can do one thing for you when you leave this room, I don't want nothing from you but for you to leave this room and know what you want. What do you want in your marriage? What do you want with your son and your daughter? What do you want in your health? What do you want financially? Like, how much money do you want to make a year? What do you want to drive? How do you want to live? Stop just waking up like an accident. What do you want? And then once you find out what you want, spend the rest of your natural life waking up and going after it. The reason why I speak with so much passion, E.T., why do you speak with so much authority? Because I'm talking about my life, not something that I read. I ate out of trash cans. I had no business eating out of trash cans. I lived in abandoned buildings. I had no business living in abandoned buildings. But E.T., your daddy wasn't in your life. Your mom was a teenage mother. You grew up, come on, look at your shirt. That's not an excuse. There is no excuse for not living up to your fullest potential. No excuse. You entertainment seeking. Did you see Power? Absolutely not. Did you see the Game of Thrones? Absolutely not. I'm trying to blow up. I'm trying to blow up after the blow up. I'm number one. Now I'm trying to find out what's after number one. And you know what that is? That's not a speaker. That's a businessman. So I'm trying to own as many companies as I can, get as much equity as I possibly can. I don't got time for the Game of Thrones. I'm playing my own games. I'm trying to sit on a throne, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get a throne. I'm just saying, for real, some of you broke and you still entertained. Like, I'm not even tripping on those of you who got money and you comfortable and you want to chill and watch it. I'm talking about those of you who are complaining about your job. You ain't got no money and you sitting here complaining about, but then you watching all the TV programs. That's a have-not mentality. The rich person made Game of Thrones. They don't even watch it like you watch it. They can't even enjoy it. They put that joker together. They watching it like, that didn't come right. Oh, Lord, she didn't say it right. They were off. Oh, man, okay, next episode. You sitting there in a house that you can't even afford. You in your mama basement watching Game of Thrones. You just comfortable. I just need to come out right now. See, give me a device on the next one. We can just start hitting folks in the face. Just blah. I need to bring you to your senses. You in your mama basement watching TV. All right. Pleasure before payment. For real, you like to get, you do things that you can't afford. For real, you do stuff you can't afford. And then you don't understand that this society is built rich off of people who like pleasure before payment. They making money off of you because you buy a car you can't afford and they charge you 5-6 times more for it. They give you a house that you can't afford and you thought it was $300,000, but come to find out when you finish paying for it 15, 30 years later, that house wasn't $100,000. Now it's about $700,000. You didn't pay the extra $500,000 for a house. That's not worth it. But they caught you because you was broke.
You live in America. I don't care how bad you think it is. You have opportunities that you do not. If you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and grind in Haiti, you grind. From 3 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, you can't necessarily be a multimillionaire. Some places in Mexico, you still can't wake up and grind and still be a millionaire or make good money. You can't do it. The opportunities are not there. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. So I told the kids, you got 45 African-American males sitting in a room. I said, do you understand that if you were in this same building, in this same seat 200 years ago, what would have been the difference? Somebody talk to me. What would have been the difference? Same young men who are fighting for a chance to go to the NBA 200 years ago in that same seat, what would have been the difference? Oh, it would have been 45 African-American men sitting there. It would have been. But what would have been the difference?
They'd be working for free. They'd be going to do it for free.
You understand that?
So I told them, y'all got to understand, you get to go to the NBA. Your ancestors 200 years ago, they was about to go work in the field somewhere. So it's the same thing. They was getting drafted. It was the exact same thing. They looking at my man, how tall are you be? What can you do? All right, book, go work in the fields. I said 200 years later, Martin Luther King would have murdered me as a speaker. He was just born at the wrong time. He was born at the wrong time. You think if Martin Luther King was alive right now, I'm just looking at his robe, right? He would have had a swish sign on his robe or a jump man. He would have had a sponsor. He wouldn't have been that sweet without a sponsor. Every time he drank some water, it'd have been Gatorade or something. He would have had he'd had his own shoe. But unfortunately, Dr. Martin Luther King was alive in 1960 something where he was trying to fight for our rights. And so he was murdered. Imagine that would be crazy. Somebody murdered me, E.T. the hip hop preacher for speaking. I live in a different time. So we live in a time, guys, where we can make money. So we need to be doing what? Making money. We don't live in a time where we got a different bathroom. We go to the same bathroom. I can sit in first class now. Look, I was in first class the other day, and a lady, I sat down, it was a older white female, and she was just like, I can't sit here. And it was like, you can't sit there, what's wrong? His cologne. I don't even wear cologne. I was like, I don't even wear cologne. Right, but I felt her. I ain't mad at her. She grew up a long, long time ago. So she don't want to sit next to me. If she would have did that same thing to me in 1960, what would have happened? I would have had to move. It's 2019, baby. My man was like, yo, if you want to move, you can, but you're going to have to go back there, and we're going to have to let somebody back there take your seat. Listen to what I'm saying. We're not talking about this country. We're talking about the fact that the opportunities are for everybody, and we sitting here talking about this ain't right, this ain't right, this ain't right, that ain't right. Some of the stuff that we could say ain't right, but what am I doing? I'm waking up every day and doing what? I'm waking up every day and going after what? Money, opportunities. That's what I'm focusing on. My wife ended up getting MS. I didn't want her to work no more because we realized the stress that was killing her. So because I'm making money, my kids went to college for free. They don't even know what a FAFSA is. I could be sitting here talking about all the struggles and the worries and whatever. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get out here and get these opportunities and make this money.
Just find somewhere to serve and serve. Or if you can't find nowhere to serve, sit your butt down and observe. Sit down and observe. Observe where you can serve. Right? So don't do all that talking. Don't be running your mouth. Just sit down somewhere. They know you there. They invited you. So sit down and go, okay, where can I serve? So I was like, all right, Tony, I got you. And I knew what he said. Can I be real? It stung a little bit. It did. It stung a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I was encouraged because I knew what to do the next time. And so the next time I was with the big boys, I act like I belong there.
What do they call me? What they call me on the block? What do kids call me? Like, what's the name they use when they refer to me? Hip-hop preacher. They never call me Dr. Hip-hop preacher, do they? You ever heard somebody call me doctor? But do I have a doctorate? Yep, I got a PhD. And not like a made-up one from Michigan State University. Like, for real, I did my own dissertation, for real. I don't walk around with doctor. Why? Because I got to stay hungry. I don't want to use titles that make me look sweet. I don't want to use titles. I try to keep it humble. I walk around, I don't even want people to know who I am. Why? Because I still want to have that dog. I still need to stay hungry. And when you got pride, it gets in the way of you being hungry. And you need that hunger. That's why I talk about slavery. Not because I want to be reminded of it, but I remember how hungry they were, trying to be free. I remember they used to get caught. I remember they used to get lynched. I remember they used to go to prison. I remember the dogs used to attack. What? They was fighting for something. They freed them, and I'm still fighting for something. It only takes one good idea, right, to become a multimillionaire, to become a billionaire, all right? Yeah, you feel me? One idea. Here's the challenge, though. Some of y'all have like 6 or 7 of them a week, and you don't write them down. I'm just being real. Like, and here's this is what hurts me. Some of y'all, you look at the left and you look to the right to be successful when you need to look within. Like, for real, you were born with a gift. You were born great, guys. And you got to start looking within, not without. Listen to me very closely. A lot of you could be millionaires, but because you're not disciplined, he pulls on a couple. Some of you because you're not sexually disciplined, you've had people take stuff from you and you've been in places and relate. I just saw 2 young women that lost their lives that was on some dating thing and went to some man. I was just like, yo, where they do that at? Where do you just trust somebody online that you don't even know? What was it about you that you had such a low self-esteem, and then it was twins, it was sisters? That you just gonna go to some man's house you don't even know? Come on. Then another young lady just went to jail. Her man told her he killed somebody, and she took a saw and saw. I'm like, boo, you about to go to jail? I'm like, wow, is it that love that deep these days? People buying stuff. I'm like, well, you ain't grateful for what God, you gotta get the extra hookups? I ain't mad at you, but if you do that, you understand what you attracting. And then you mad when you ain't attracting a successful man of character and integrity and God, but you're not putting that out. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Listen to me very closely. Somebody, your 0 is gonna go to the next level when you can learn to say no. I was just at a function. My man was like, E, you did a phenomenal job, bruh. We doing happy hour at 3:30. I said, my plane leave at 3:50. He said, you're not gonna stay for happy hour? I said, bruh, I'm not here for no we don't know each other like that. Happy hour? I came to speak. I didn't come to build no relationship with you. I didn't come to drink with you. Drink? Bro, I don't even drink. And if I drank, I would drink at home. I wouldn't drink in front of you and get loose like that and start talking crazy. You don't need to know me like that. You need to know me as the #1 motivational speaker in the world, flawless. I'm not, but that's what you need to know me as. You don't even need to get close enough to me to know my faults. This is a business transaction. You going doing business with people drinking like y'all, what you being social for? You don't have no discipline. Drink when you get home. You just see some free wine. You see some free alcohol. Drink when you get home. This is business. Boundaries. There are boundaries. My man like, yo, why you gotta go? Because I'm married. I got a wife. I'm going home. We finished. We ain't got no more business to do. You told me you wanted a 2-hour presentation. I did it. I'm going home. But E, this is a resort. And I'm going home. Why? Because I can't get in trouble at home. I can't get in trouble at the crib. I can get in trouble at this resort. It's a lot of temptation at this resort. So I'm going home.
Worked on my gift. I realized that all of us are born with a gift, but you got to hone it. You know, it's just not, you're not going to become great. And we talk about the school of greatness. You know, we talk about, greatness is upon you. And I realized that my gift wasn't going to create itself. My gift wasn't going to nurture itself. My gift wasn't going to perfect itself. That was something I had to do. And so, man, before you know it, we did a video that went viral. I think it's got over 50 million hits now. And we turn our passion into profit. Yeah, we
love it, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
Turn our passion into profit.
I was working on my second book. My other book just came out today for the school system. I was working on the next one. Your fiance said what? Because she helped me with the book. She said what? So she said what to you about me doing the second book?
We were 95% done with the first.
We were 95% done with the first book. I'm like, let's go with the second book. Let's go. Let's go. They're like, we ain't finished the first book. I said, we gotta eat. We gotta eat, y'all. I'm #1 in the world. How long you think that's gonna last? You think that's gonna last for 20 years? You think it ain't no kid out there watching me who gonna be better than me in the next year or two? You think I'm gonna be #1 forever? So while I'm #1, let's eat. While I'm #1, let's get every gig we can get. While I'm #1, let's do corporate. Let's do NBA. Let's do NFL. Let's do Major League Baseball. Let's do soccer. I got clients in every one. We gonna eat. And y'all do that little stuff about you gonna eat, but y'all ain't got no doggone motor. You get tired quick. You practice for 1 or 2 days, you wore out. You do a couple hours, you tired. But yet you competing against people right now, that's their lifestyle. And you think they about to let you take their lifestyle?
Because you made it this far in a video, I want to celebrate you. Most people start and don't finish. Most people never actually follow through. Most people say they want something, but they don't ever do the work to actually get it. But you're different. you are special. Believe Nation, you made it here all the way to the end, and I love you. So as a special celebration, if you put a hashtag believe down in the comments below on this video, I will showcase you and celebrate you somewhere on the screen in a future video because you are awesome. For 10 more amazing rules from Alex Hormozi, check the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Most people, unless your parents are exorbitantly wealthy and have achieved everything that you wish to achieve, I don't think you should listen to your parents. And so one of my first rules of life is never to listen to someone who's poorer than you or poorer than you want to be. So that's two different caveats there because you might be younger.